My name is Wesley. I'm from Cape Town, the southern suburbs, Rondebosch East, and stayed there my whole life.
Why did you come to UWC?
Oh, well, I was busy working for the SBS after I did my degrees at Stellenbosch University, and I got bored with work, and a friend of mine told me about IMBM and what they're doing here, and said, okay, might as well finish up my master's degree here. And so it started 2.5 years ago. What
initially attracted you to the IMBM then?
It was a different culture than at Stellenbosch. There was a lot of the lab is very productive than any other lab that I've seen, and there was a lot of it was organized in a different manner.
How is it organized differently?
Whereas most of the other labs have PhDs and master students, this particular lab had a lot of postdocs, and having all these postdocs helps a student a lot when he wants to complete his degree in a timely manner. And so you would always could pop into an office and ask somebody something, and they would be happy to help.
So you've been here 2.5 years. What have you been doing in those 2.5 years of your masters?
Okay, I started with metagenomics screening for cold adapted nitrohydratases in Antarctica, and we were looking for new types of nitrohydratases that convert nitrile compounds to carboxylic acids and amines. So what we wanted to do is have a lower temperature to perform these reactions than normal.
So there's a lot of industrial applications potentially for your work.
Yeah, there was, especially with the replacement of current technology, where you don't need to heat up your reactions as much as normal, as well as using it for bioremediation, where these enzymes and bacteria can work under normal or cold conditions.
Okay. So you started with metagenomics. Now where are you at?
Now I'm looking for surfactants in using metagenomics. So surfactants are aliphatic molecules that format interfaces of different phases, and it will be the first time somebody has been looking for these type of small molecules in a metagenome.
Do you mind explaining what a metagenome is? Because some of the people watching won't know.
Okay, a metagenome is simply just a collection of bacterial genomes you find in environmental samples. Just instead of culturing individual bacteria, you extract all the DNA from an environmental sample, and that would represent the entire, most likely the entire population that is found in that environment. Because most of the bacteria cannot be cultured. Using metagenomics, you can circumvent this.
Okay. So you're searching for these surfactants, and this is part of a PhD, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. How long are you going to be working on surfactants in your PhD for?
Well, I'm probably for the most part, because what I'm intending to do is first screen for interesting properties using the metagenomics, and then I would have to isolate and characterize the structures of these compounds. So that would be the second part of the PhD.
So here at the IMBM, we're mostly metagenomics, mostly microbial biotechnology. So where are you going to be doing the sort of structural analysis?
Most likely I'll be doing it in Germany, in Karlsruhe Institute of Technology, where we have a collaboration with Professor Sildak in his laboratory, and there they do. They exclusively work with biosurfactants, looking for new ones, establishing new fermentation methods for current biosurfactants that they intend to use in the industry, such as rhamnolipids and surfactant. And so they are quite set up for to analyze the structures, as well as for the fermentation of them.
Do you feel the structure of the IMBM sort of has enough support for you as a student coming into the lab?
Yes, definitely. If you came to the lab as a master's student, you would probably finish on time, which is better than a lot of the labs I've seen and been to, where these things can go forever. So, and it's mainly because of the support, mainly that you can go into, you have a supervisor on hand, a postdoc on hand, to help you through your research.
You mentioned a few moments ago that you had collaborators in Germany. In fact, you've just come back from Germany a few weeks ago. How about you try and explain, describe what you were doing in Germany?
Yeah, I went to the laboratory in Karlsruhe, and I spent 3 months in Germany. I went to a conference in Spain as well. So what I was doing there was learning some of the methods to screen for biosurfactants that they have very established in the laboratories, as well as teaching them some molecular biology skills, because they are an engineering lab and they're more focused on fermentations than genetics. So I showed some students how to construct a metagenomic library as well, and they are now screening for biosurfactants as well.
Where in 5, 10, 15 years do you see yourself being?
Well, I'm going to try for a postdoc overseas and spend some couple of years doing that and building my career. Then following that, I was intending to start a company on some of the ideas that I have and come back to SA and do it, because our biotech industry is so small that for me to break in would be a lot easier than overseas.